Hey, Mike Taylor from Flat Creek Baptist Church with, let's call it bacon on the brain today. I've shared with you before about some of the ideas and Bible principles that come from just standing around frying bacon. And looky here, this is about 3/4 of a pound of good old Applewood bacon. We're going to teach some Bible lessons out of this today just by frying it up. Watch this. Now, different folks have different ways of frying up bacon. And now my wife would want to take one strip at a time and lay it in the pan like that. To me, that is way too tedious. You waste too much time. Just throw a pound of bacon in the pan and let it cook up. And so one of the things that I've noticed is that as you fry up bacon, I throw it all in like a clump together, and something amazing starts to happen as the heat gets on this fat, greasy bacon. Notice that the heat begins to separate these strips one at a time. Look at that. Does that not sound good to your heart? Look at those bacon pieces coming undone. Yummy. We're going to have us a good bacon sandwich here in just a few minutes. But one by one, these strips of bacon began to separate, and it began to remind me of a Bible passage from Paul's writing to the church at Corinth in 2 Corinthians in chapter 5, and he says at verse 10, we must all appear before the judgment seat of Christ, that each one may be repaid for what he's done in the body, whether good or bad. And so there's a day coming from Bible teaching, there's a day coming when every one of us are going to stand face to face before Jesus. We'll stand there one at a time. And just like this bacon, you're not going to be able to stand with all your family. One at a time, we're going to appear before the judgment seat of Christ. Let's take a minute and just watch it fry. So you see, we're getting close to the end of our project of frying up this pound of bacon, and you can see that it all started out in one big clump. But now look at it. It's fried down in each individual piece. I just want you to remember next time you're frying up some bacon and these strips start peeling off one at a time, just remember, we're going to peel off one at a time. One day we're going to stand before His throne. Folks, it's a time of celebration. It's not deciding whether or not you're saved or not. If you're in Christ, if you're in the Lord, the judgment seat of Christ is a welcome time. It's a time to celebrate. Well, He'll reward you for all your investment of service, loving Him and all the deeds of righteousness you've done in the course of your life. All that's going to be awarded and recognized at the judgment seat of Christ. My question to you today is, are you ready? See you next time. Not hot enough.